I'm told by Daybreak that it is Dulster. I think he's 5th on their PR.
Somewhere along there. He's very high up. I know that.
Daybreak told me he peaked at 5th, and Dulster is this is his 2nd out-of-state tournament ever.
Oh, wow.
So he only started competing recently, so congratulations to Dulster for coming out. I actually don't know if he's still with winners. No, he actually lost 2 out of Frosty, so sorry, I jinxed it.
Look at the start from Big Mac, already 36% applied, and she just has the frame data advantage, especially with the out-of-shield option for Wolf not being necessarily the best. His best viable out-of-shield option is frame 10, so has plenty of time to get something going before he can react.
And that's the game that Shiek absolutely needs to play, right? He's putting on tons of shield pressure. And, like, not really, none of them are actually true strings, but they're just, like, true extensions of someone's defensive habits that you can just really mix up on the shield cross-ups, taking advantage of the frame data that Shiek has as himself.
Smash. Shiek, of course, very light, but not light enough to die from that. And what a read with the up air, excuse me.
Found a very sneaky forward tilt from the disadvantaged state to set up that entire swing. Good stuff here from Big Mac to take the first stock.
Look at how conservatively Big Mac's playing with this. He knows that in this particular matchup, landing needles being made much more safe in the 7.0 patch. Always wants to play this matchup with needles in hand.
And Big Mac is a player who's like kind of had trouble sometimes coming to peace with the terms that playing campy in Smash Brothers is a good thing. So we'll see him in the face a lot, but then he'll like remember, oh, I need to be campy. I think he'll just turn around and charge those needles. With a big lead like this, he can actually afford to be even campier, but instead he's actually putting on this corner pressure to the limit here.
Yeah, Big Mac has a very good record against in-region wolves such as Ethan Foe and Kane, but against out-of-region wolves doesn't have much of a track record.
But he's extending his lead almost to a lap. It's actually kind of odd to see Shiek live at 150% in a lot of matchups, but right now, actually almost has to lap for himself for that dash attack. Will catch the jump get up from the ledge, and there you go. Daybreak's on the board.
That smash from the wrong direction. Gonna lead in that fair to grab down throw dash attack, just adding on the extra damage.
Taking the jabs you can.
With patience not to make a hasty roll in and drops off the platform with another blaster.
Huh? What? Why'd you do that? There was no pressure. You just fell and died.
I mean, that's a real collector's item for sure. What a rarity. Big Mac with an early SD at about 45%, throwing away that lead he had worked so hard to amass.
And all of a sudden, actually that back air might have blown up Shiek. There's a very non-zero possibility that Wolf with Rage could have just killed this character because Shiek is so light, and all of a sudden it's an entirely different game where this 150% that was built on this stock was all before Big Mac lost 2 stocks, and he just can't kill this Wolf anymore.
The complexion of this set has really just changed. Getting interrupted with that projectile, actually, it is much more difficult. You cannot clank with it anymore, and finds the back air. Still in this.
And, you know, he can make a comeback start on this stock. Like, the damage output from Shiek can be, like, you can build up damage, and it takes a lot of hits, so it doesn't even matter, though, because as soon as I start into that train of thought, Daybreak seals the deal with an up smash.
All set up by that brilliant read with the spot dodge as well. You could tell he wanted to go for a committal option, and Big Mac was just feeling the pressure to make something happen after that SD. Needed to find some way in quick, especially with the, you know, Daybreak was playing just inside blaster range that entire set.
Right.
And Big Mac, that just made it so uncomfortable for him. Cannot fade forward with a forward air, cannot fade backwards with a neutral air. Just had to go with something to interrupt him.
So the plot armor for Michigan working out here in game 1, turns out. Daybreak obviously not going to let someone get away with that. And he seals the deal. So good stuff to Daybreak. This is, I think, the first time we've seen a Wolf have a game lead in these 3 games. So, you know, Daybreak is fighting to get his main to 1 for 3 on these stream sets.
Ascension actually going to trade with that, setting it up, but just outside of Bouncing Fish range.
And wow, that scoop on the up smash is so wide. Nowhere to run for Big Mac in that situation. Now he's going to start juggling this Wolf for himself into the corner.
Yeah, that up smash just has excellent coverage, especially against a character like Shiek who wants to play and at least start things off grounded.
good trades here. Pretty much any trade that Wolf makes with Shiek is going to be a good trade. Like, all of your aerials do a ton of damage. Shiek's aerials do like 2%. So.
Yeah, particularly if you're on stage, Shiek is either towards the ledge and off.
Ooh, but that forward tilt going to catch. Nice little anti-air there from Big Mac. And wow, that was a great read.
Almost had that diamond cutter half charged. What an excellent way to get that first kill.
Those up smashes, he went for a couple of them versus Marshall. That was his previous set. Sneak versus Shiek matchup. And he was always just like pixels away, so finding the mark here this time.
Flash going to send Mac all the way across the stage, but still living. Making use of the wide blast zones and wide stage length on PS2.
Kind of a interesting interaction there. He just like, did a tomahawk full hop to cross up over Big Mac's shield and then turned around and up tilt.
Yeah,
knowing that the panic option is jump, right?
Strange indeed, but continuing to throw with some of these landing nairs.
I think that third reverse nair might have led with Dare. I want to say that was possible.
I don't think he has had his momentum in the right direction, but certainly could have. That is the right setup.
Trading safe options across each other, and that means the spot dodge from Big Mac is going to win out. A little bit of a get off of me jab flurry.
Shields the blaster well and goes in, but Shiek is actually going to get the grab first.
I actually don't know if the needles go through the transcendent hitbox of the Wolf Blast. Very curious.
7 up smash in a row. Neither one is going to make contact, but the down air going to see Daybreak back. Up smash again, still living.
Very good DI though. Like, I think if Big Mac DI'd that wrong, he was dead.
Dash attack puts him up to 161. Wolf, not a heavy character either. Below average weight, but still living himself at 161.
Okay, the scoop. Get him with the F tilt. You hang on that ledge for just a little bit too long. That range is so misleading too. Like, always looks like it's so short, but then just extends.
Yeah, every top and high level Wolf just has a mental timer in their heads, and whenever it just goes off, he knows to at least attempt the F tilt, knowing that will cover neutral setup and maybe roll as well, depending on the character.
Stocks have evened up here. Big Mac behind a little bit on the percent. Really trying to cross up. Like, he's even given up a little bit of stage control to go for these cross ups, which it may bite him in the butt a little bit. We'll see. And now it's Daybreak who's actually slowing the game down with a little bit of those blasters.
This tech on top of the platform with the rollout, not going to be punished, actually skids off the stage, so has a safe way back to the ledge.
Starting a good strength and disadvantage does Big Mac as he racks up 40%. Ooh, the dare. And I think Daybreak was also thinking about those wolf flashes that Animal Kingdom was going for. Going for something like that to read an air dodge or something.
Certainly out of the window to get it out of the match setup, but the up smash always within percent range. It's so powerful. It scoops from such a far distance. You saw Daybreak make perfect use of it throughout that entire set.